Welcome back to Be.Live. Be yourself and live your purpose. I'm Rocka Cruz. In our last episode, we learned you don't own money, you manage it. Today, we're going to talk about something that can set you free from endless stress and comparison: contentment. Because the truth is, you can own a lot of things and still feel empty. And you can own less but live free. Let's talk about Stephanie. She's like a typical, maybe you're a Stephanie or you know someone who's like Stephanie. She was a shopper everyone knew. If there was a sale, Stephanie was there. Black Friday, 11/11, 2/2, whatever, payday sales, her shopping cart was always full. She justified to herself, it's on sale, so I'm saving money. But soon, every swipe of her credit card piled up. Before she knew it, her cards were maxed out. And here's the trap. The interest on the balances was so high, her savings vanished. Stephanie thought she was being smart by buying cheap or on sale. In reality, she became a slave, not just to shopping, but to endless cycles of bills. The stress grew unbearable. The credit card company started calling her home, her office, her friends. Collectors even posted on social media shaming her. Every ring of the phone made her stomach drop. She couldn't sleep, she couldn't think, and lived with constant fear of going to jail or being shamed. Finally, she surrendered. She surrendered. She cut her card. She started paying her own debt little by little. She called the credit cards. And here's the most painful part. She sold or gave away the stuff she had bought just to pay bills and realized she hadn't even used half of it. Stephanie finally saw the truth. She wasn't buying things she needed. She was buying things to fill a void. Instead of owning things, her things ended up owning her. So Stephanie's story is kind of dramatic, but it's so common. We live in a world that constantly tells us you need to be more happy. So more clothes, more gadgets, more upgrades might make you happy. But the reality is this. Every time you chase more without contentment, you end up less free. Debt chains you down, stress steals your peace, and instead of enjoying life, you feel trapped by the pressure to keep up. Contentment doesn't mean you stop dreaming or improving your life. It simply means you find peace in enough. You stop letting stuff define you and start deciding for yourself what really matters. And you don't really have to buy 10 pairs of shoes. Here's the connection: when you're drowning in debt and clutter, your purpose gets buried. Stephanie realized she couldn't live her calling while living as a slave to her credit card payments. Once she cut the card and started letting go of her stuff, she found space to breathe, space to dream again. That's what contentment does. It clears the noise so you can focus on your true mission. Because your worth isn't in what you own, it's who you are and what you're called to do. So what did we learn from Stephanie? Bargains or sales don't save you money if you're buying what you don't need. Credit cards are not free money. They can make you a slave if you're not disciplined. And decluttering helps you see what really matters. If you haven't used it, maybe you never needed it. So contentment is about choosing purpose over comparison. Stephanie's freedom started when she said enough. And sometimes that's the most powerful financial decision you can make. So let's open our journal. So here's today's lesson. Contentment breaks the chains of debt, stress, and comparison. It's the decision to say enough so you can finally live free. Minimalist. So write this in your journal, these questions, so you can reflect. What am I buying that I don't really need? Just to feel better or keep up. Example, do you need that extra shoe? Is my spending moving me closer to my purpose or further away from it? If I live with enough, what kind of freedom would open in my life? Listen and write it down. This is an exciting journey, especially when you realize that money and stuff don't have to own you. You can own your choices, and through contentment, live free to focus on your own purpose. Next time, we'll talk about the third principle, diligence, planning, and preparing for tomorrow. So until then, this is Rocka Cruz reminding you, be yourself and live your purpose.